If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture in GATE Power System series. So today again we will be solving 5 questions starting from question number 151 to up to question number 155. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, in question number 151, a 50 Hz 4-pole 500 MVA 22 kV turbo generator is delivering rated MVA at 0.8 power factor. Suddenly the fault occurs, reducing its electrical output by 40%. Neglect the losses and assume constant power input to the shaft. The accelerating torque of the generator in Newton meter at the time of the fault. Okay, so what power it was generating? It was generating its scheduled power, delivering its rated MVA. Rated MVA is 500 MVA. So in terms of power, it will be, so the power output initially was 500 into 0.8 was the power factor, that is 400 megawatt. So this was the input power. This much for your prime mover input was this much because your output was this much. But suddenly there is a fault due to which your new output comes at 40% reduced by 40%. That means 40% has gone. So how much it is left? 60%. So 400 into 60%. That is 240 megawatt. Now its output is 240 megawatt. So what is the accelerating power here? PA is equal to 400 minus, because your input is 400, your prime mover input, the way you have given mechanical input to your prime mover, that is meant for 400 megawatt, but your output has reduced. So this much is the accelerating power in the rotor, due to which the motor accelerates. So this is equal to, power is equal to torque into omega. So torque is in Newton meter, omega is in radian per second. So you have to calculate what is radian per second here. So if you calculate your synchronous speed here, 120 F by P, that is your NS, which is RPM. So your NS is 120 into F is 50 by P is 4, that is 1500 RPM. Now you have to convert it into radian per second. So 1 radian means 2 pi, 1 revolution means 2 pi radian. So 1500 revolution means 1500 into 2 pi, this much radian. Now this much radian in per minute. If you want to calculate it by 1 minute means 60 seconds. So per second you have to divide it by second. So if you do it, you will get it 157.07. So if you put it there and you calculate your T, that is 160 divided by this, that will be in mega Newton. That they have also given mega because it is mega. So I am not converting this one, divided by 157.07. So your answer, normally it would have been Newton meter, but because this is the mega, so if you divide it, this is, you will get 1.018 mega Newton meter. So that is your option B. Now if you come to 152, a generator with a constant 1 per unit terminal voltage supplies a power through a step-up transformer of 0.12, this one, reactance, and a double circuit line to infinite bus bar as shown in the figure, these two. The infinite bus voltage is maintained, this is also at 1, neglecting the resistance and susceptance of the system. The steady state stability of the power system is 6.25. So from here to here, if you send power, that is, this is also delivering 1 per unit, this infinite is also 1 per unit. So you can find the maximum power, that is given 6.25. So you can calculate this because this is also given. If one of the double circuit is tripped, then the steady state stability. So in normal case, what was my stability? Maximum power limit, it was 1, this side is also 1, then divided by, what is this, 0.12, plus if this is x parallel, this is x by 2, which was equal to your 6.25. So if you solve it, your x will be equal to 0.08. So now if one line has tripped, now what has happened? One of the double circuit is, now one of the line has gone, so the only one x is there. So now what will be the maximum power limit? So that will be again 1 into 1 divided by 0.12, plus now it will be 0.08, not x by 2, it will be simple x, because one line is gone due to fault, you have isolated this line, so only this line is there. So your power will flow this line, so you will have this plus this. So now if you solve it, you will maximum power, you will get it 0.2, it will be 5. That is your option D. Now if you come to 153, a 800 kV transmission line has a maximum power transfer capability of P. If it is operated at 400 kV, you are reducing the voltage level with a series reactance unchanged. You are not changing its reactance, then the new maximum power transfer capability. So what is power? Power is equal to V square by R. So if you are changing your V square, so power will automatically change with the square of the V. So your power transfer capability, that was P1 is equal to V1 square by R, or this X, this is already same. Because this is for, you can think it of this side for 800, this side x divided by x, that is maximum power. So that V1 divided by R. So now it is, so your P1 by P2 will be equal to always V1 square by V2 square. So your P1 is given, initially it is of P, this one you don't know, and this is given 800 square divided by 400 square. So it will be 4, so this one will be equal to P by 4, that is 0.25 P. So that is your option D. Now if you come to 154, a generator feeds power to an infinite bus through a double circuit transmission line. You can think it of this way, double circuit line. A three-phase fault occurred at the middle of one line. Okay. So a generator was feeding. The infinite bus voltage is 1 per unit. You can think it that no transformer is there. The transient internal voltage of the generator is 1.1 per unit. The equivalent transfer admittance during the fault is 0.8. Okay. The 100 MVA generator has inertia constant 5 megajoule per MVA, and it was delivering 1 per unit power prior to the fault with rotor angle 30 degree. Then the system frequency is 50 Hz. The initial accelerating power. So what is initial accelerating power in per unit? So it was delivering at what per unit? 1 per unit. So initial your input that power you have, mechanical power that is supplied to the generator is to meant for this much per unit. So your mechanical power is not changed suddenly. So your accelerating power is equal to P mechanical minus P. So this is initial at what it was operating. It is operating at 1 per unit, so it is not changed. So your mechanical prime mover is at 1. Now you have to find the PE. Now what will be your PE now? Because you are operating at, so what is PE? V1 V2 X by sin delta. So you are operating at 1, due to fault your V1 rise, it is 1.1. They have given the transient internal voltage due to fault at that point into V2 infinite, that is 1. What is X in between them? 0.8. That is admittance is 0.8. So you have to be careful. Admittance is 0.8. So your reactance will be 1 by 0.8, which will be equal to 1.25. So it will be 1.25. Sine, your initial angle is 30 degree. So at the moment of fault, these things will occur. So your power transfer, that power you are taking out from it will be equal to something of this fashion. So what will be accelerating power? This minus this. Because this is your input, but you are taking this much as output at that instant, sine 30 degree. So if you do it, you will get it 0.56. That is your option C. And the same question, if the initial accelerating power is x, which we have calculated 0.56, let me take it as x now because all the options are given in terms of x. The initial acceleration electrical degree per second, inertia constant is given. Now you know what is your, two things are given, inertia constant in the initial acceleration in electrical degree and inertia constant, both things are given to you. So let me do one by one. So if I go for initial acceleration in electrical degree, so what is your that formula? Swing equation. In per unit we are writing, so no G will be there. Normally it should GH by this one. So if you write it per unit, so you divide by your base MVA, that is by dividing both sides by G. So this side is accelerating power, which is your X. We have calculated 0.56, but they have asked you to take it as X. So let us take it as X. So what is your initial acceleration rotor angle in electrical degree per second square? That will be equal to X into pi into F is 50 divided by H. They have given 5 megajoule per, that is given 5 megajoule per MVA. So if you do it, you will get it. They are asking it in electrical degree. So your pi should be, you should put it 180 degree. If you keep it normal pi 3.14, then this will come in radian per second. But they are asking in, you have to be careful, in electrical degree per second. So that's why I am putting pi equal to 180. So it is X into 180 into 50 divided by 5. So which is equal to 1800 X. So obviously it will be option B. From here only you can see. Let me calculate the second part also, inertia constant. What is that inertia constant? This is your inertia constant M, which is equal to GH by pi F. This one, because we have, why you have not included that G here? Because you are writing it in per unit. So per unit you divide both sides by GH. So G is here 100 and this is 5. 100 MVA transformer, 100 MVA, it is 5 divided by, again in megajoule per electrical degree. So you will put it 180 degree into, so this you have to say in electrical degree, that's why 180. So if you put all these things, this is 100. Finally you will get it 0.056, because they are asking in mega, this is actually in megajoule, so it will be coming megajoule per second per electrical degree. So that is your option B, you have already seen. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.